Alright everyone, so I want to set the stage for y'all really quick. I am currently recording this in my room at 4:36 in the morning. Why? Because your boy made a mistake. So when recording this, I forgot to have my audio record from my mic. So here I am in VideoPad, or my editing software, for those of you who want to know what I use, retroactively re-recording the audio, like this voiceover, for Arkham Origins. Now the reason why Nate is not involved in this situation is because he was not here with me when I recorded. I recorded this the other night at midnight, and it lasted until 2 in the morning about. Yeah, this is a 2.5 hour long video, but here I am gonna watch it all play out, and yeah, this is gonna be a fun experience for all of us. I could have just, created a scrap or tried recording again, but that would have required us grinding again to get to the point where we were. So here I am recording my audio to add retroactively, which I'm glad I waited so long on the title screen, question mark? Oh no, never mind. Is it still? No, there we go. Okay, so I had a mild concern with VideoPad. I thought it wasn't recording, like it only recorded for a few seconds and then looped back over, but no. Alright, cool. Anyway, so yeah, we were at Park Row Sewers, and we were glue grenading our way out. Yep. Firefly, not Firefly. Firefly was the main one we were going after. So yeah, we were really close to the end, because as soon as I remembered Firefly, I knew we were close. And yeah, so Nate and I were going to finish the series, but he and I kept feeling like we were gritting our teeth throughout the entire series. Like, we had our laughs, but it was not fun playing this. We view it as the worst Arkham game, and it's not even because of the graphics or the story or any of that. What makes it bad is it's really broken a lot of the time. I've had you've seen numerous encounters where, we couldn't end a mission because a guy was glitched out, and it was just so unfair and shitty. And then we get into, now if we're talking story, it also has a okay story. I mean, it's not the best, it's definitely not the worst. It could have been way better, but also could have been terrible. Oh, excuse me, I'm really tired. But not really, and plus I plan on staying up late anyway, because I have a few packages arriving, and one failed to deliver because I was not awake to sign for it and no one else was home, so that's fun. But yeah, so Batman Arkham Origins is probably one of my least favorite. It's probably my least favorite, and as you can see, we didn't do anything for the game to make it last long. We were trying to hurry through the story. Now, what I will say to you, the viewers, is with Arkham Origins, Nate and I will go back to this. We will continue playing this, doing all the side missions, and 100% it if we get enough views or comments or whatever saying, do it. Now, I know that we only have, let's see, at the current upload date, let's take a look at how many subscribers we have. Current upload date, my channel, we have 8 subscribers. Now, I know, that's 2 of those are me and Nate, on our respective channels. So we have 6 other people who watch our channel, at least are subscribed to our channel. Now, shout out to all y'all, great, thank you so much for, even checking out the channel. I do appreciate it, and we know we're not going to make it big with this series. That wasn't the plan. The plan was we wanted to do the Arkham games, but we knew that if we were going to play them, that Arkham Origins would, fall flat. like no matter what, but we wanted to still have the completionist in ourselves to do them. So that's why we started off. Is this plan like was for us to get a test and feel of what it's like to do let's plays, and that whole situation. I began doing it by myself to see if I could do it. I'm terrible, but by trying it, at least I get used to it. And that's what the whole point is. You gotta get used to the feeling and adapting. I mean, here I am retroactively redoing a 2.5-hour voiceover recording narration, and I'm 5 minutes in. I can't seem to stop talking. Now, Firefly. Oh yeah, so thank you for watching this channel, watching these videos. They're not great, I know, and I'm sorry that, you know, they're not more popular games. Uploading soon will be, Far Cry 5 Arcade with my boy Logan. Shout out to him. Also, I wanted to shout out to a couple other people. Kyle and Tiana, I love you too. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for, supporting me. Ashley, thank you for, when I originally recorded this, I was messaging some people, and Ashley was one of them. I told her, I made a shout out, and I did in the original audio, but because the original audio didn't record, I guess I have to do it retroactively. Also, remember to please check out our individual channels. If you want to just kill time or put on background music but you don't have a playlist, or you want to get a feel for a character but you're not sure, mostly DC, tune to my channel AZ Cosplayer, capital A, capital Z, space cosplayer, or youtube.com/blowmeaway2814. That used to be my old user title. I've changed that since, so none of my accounts except maybe my Minecraft, but I don't even remember if that's still that. But yeah, so those, that's my channel. I'll be uploading a Red Robin cosplay reveal on there soon, and when before Phoenix Comic Con, I will be doing one with a webcam of me at least doing either challenge maps or the Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC with the Arkham City Red Robin skin on while wearing the full cosplay. So if you want to see a cosplay let's play, look out for that. I also have a tactical Robin cosplay coming in, so what I might just do is Harley Quinn's Revenge and Robin outfit, but then doing challenge maps in the Red Robin. And then what else? Oh yeah, and then Captain Baconator, that's Nate's channel. He is far more popular on YouTube than I am, if I remember correctly. Let's take a look at AZ Cosplayer's subscriber count compared to his. I will give him more credit than I. So AZ Cosplayer has 102 at the moment, which a lot of those were made from, Blow Me Away 2814 days, but they've stuck around. I don't know if they've watched my videos, but they've stuck around. I did a lot of tribute videos, or people call them AMVs. I mean, it was just something to get me used to using VideoPad and, just kind of kill time and get a feel of songs, because I found listening to stuff listening to a song over and over again, and hearing the word, reading the lyrics, and then also doing reading the lyrics and finding images to fit those lyrics while tying to a character made it easier to understand. I forgot how bad the animation was for this. So rigid. It feels like Skyrim, which, if I'm not mistaken, Jim Gordon is a voice of is also a voice actor for Skyrim. Captain Baconator at the time has 96 subscribers, so please get his channel way up. Come on, he's an awesome guy. He does cosplay suit reveals all the time, and I love Nate. He's my boo. But yeah, Logan and I played Far Cry 5 Arcade, which his tag on most things is Planet Jigsaw 43. Damn it. And then me, Nate, and my brother, we all played Speedrunners. I gotta double check to make sure that recorded our commentary. If it didn't, then that episode is trash and we'll re-record it for sure. But with with this, it's easy. I can just sit down because it was me talking and being silent for most of it. But with that was a ball. Like, that was just us screaming and yelling at each other and finding it hysterical. Like, we hated it, but it was so fun. Like, we hated losing to each other, but it was a fun time. But yeah, speaking of cosplay, so I'm a Arizonan-based YouTuber, I guess, or creator, I should say, because that's the term. With when I go to Comic-Con more often than I do anything else, really. That's my big thing during the years I look forward to con, or now Comic Fest. I go to Phoenix Comic Fest, so if you're a fan and you're going to Phoenix Comic Fest, maybe we can meet up at some point, or you can keep your eye out after those cosplay videos have gone up. But yeah, so cosplay is one of those big things, and I have to thank Nate for that, because like, I didn't get into it until he introduced me to it, which he says it's a combination of the words costume play, which he might be right, but I always viewed it as costume role play, because people took on the roles of their characters. Cosplay meaning, but yeah. Let's see. So we should go to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, or Merriam, however. The activity of practice of dressing up as a character from a work of fiction, such as a comic book, video game, or television show. Sometimes people are miscast in life. They may appear to be dentists or clerks, but deep down they are actually fierce, devastating swordsmen or goddesses with devastating sex appeal. These true selves can emerge in the world of cosplay, the practice of impersonating characters from anime, manga, Japanese video games, and other realms of fiction. Mother Jones, December 2007. Often used before another noun, cosplay costumes. Alright, so yeah. For the uninitiated, the typical anime convention is a carnival of delighted. Well, so it doesn't say what it's a combination of, but it fits both ideas of costume play, or, yeah, cosplay. October 31st, literally costume play, dressing up and pretending to be a fictional character, usually a sci-fi, comic book, or anime character. It is a word that has its roots in costume play. It is both a noun and a verb. Cosplay can mean the actual costume as well as an action of wearing it. Contrary to popular belief, many cosplayers, well over 90%, do not believe they are the characters they are cosplaying as. Cosplays are typically worn to anime conventions. Cosplays are made for the following reasons. 1. To recreate a two-dimensional art form into 3D. 2. To challenge oneself to create a cosplay, many of which don't seem possible to physically create but somehow are. 3. To show appreciation and or interest in certain anime, manga, video game. 4. To take pride in a cosplay that looks well done. 5. Because normal cloth that is shitted out for every... Because normal clothes that... or cloth that is shitted out for every via mass factories and little kids in China are dull. Cosplays are much more interesting to wear, and each cosplay is one of a kind, unique, considering the wearer most likely made it him or herself. 6. It's a hobby. Reasons why cosplays are worn. 1. To take pride in one's own creation. 2. To wear something out of the ordinary. Society's restriction on what is allowable to be worn every day is bland. 3. To show support and or interest in an anime, manga, video game. 4. Self-expression. Often the character that is chosen to be cosplayed mirrors the actual person wearing the cosplay. The person's personality is like the character, not the other way around. The person wants to be the character. 5. To get into the spirit of the sun. 6. To have fun. Cosplayers cosplay for the same reasons that 1. Sports fans wear jerseys and paint themselves for games. 2. Goths wear all black. Punk wear punk clothes. Preps wear tight clothes, gangsters wear baggy clothes, but for cosplayers, a cosplay is worn for 1 to 3 days out of the year, a limited and restrained form of self-expression. Cosplay is a hobby. Much like a model builder builds models, a person modifies their car, a hunter hunts when they can buy food instead. A gamer plays games, a sports fan watches sports, a cosplayer cosplays, makes costumes. For every 7 good cosplays, there is one that someone did without putting any effort into. Those crappy cosplays are the ones that are shown on the message boards and posted around everywhere. These shit cosplays are what give the rest of the cosplayers a bad name. This applies to American cosplay. Noun. I made that cosplay in 5 hours. Verb. I like to cosplay. Wow. So, I just killed a huge amount of time reading that Urban Dictionary definition of cosplay, which is number 2 at the moment when I searched cosplay. But yeah, so with my cosplays, I'll admit I'm not the best at making anything. I don't know how to sew yet. I can kind of work with EVA foam a little bit. I've learned how to work with it. If I really took the time, I could definitely make something dope. But I don't have lately I do not have the time or the the budget to make an entire suit out of EVA foam, such as making a Deathstroke cosplay. Though I have templates for days now, thanks to Jingprod. Again, I'm so sorry, Sean, about the mispronunciation. You can definitely check out his channel or his Etsy page. You can definitely find it through just searching for superhero armor templates. He has a lot, and they all look awesome. That's where I got Deathstroke, Batman Beyond, Nightwing. I got a lot from him. I did it because they're like $5 each, or no, some are. They're relatively cheap because they're just a template. Then getting the foam can be relatively cheap. What's usually expensive in these cosplays is a lot of the detailing and what allows you to hold it all together. So using fucking contact cement, that shit is expensive. And then Mod Podge is relatively inexpensive, but you use a lot of it real quick. And then paint, which either you use spray paint like I do, or you hand paint with acrylic paints, or you airbrush it. It all depends on what you're good, what you have and what you're comfortable with. Spray paint I have grown used to. I learned how to actually do it well watching Adam Savage on YouTube with Tested, because he does a lot of prop making and such. When he uses spray paint, he kind of teaches you the general techniques and then also shows you kind of how to speed it up, which have definitely improved my skills, because now I can paint it relatively quickly, get it dried with it. And I've learned, as a kid, my dad would let us spray paint with his supervision when we made Halloween costumes or help repaint doors or whatever, parts for a door, a door handle. And he would just, he would never tell us quick strokes or any of that. He just was paint it, just don't make it, don't soak it in the paint. Don't hold it down in one spot over and over. And then after that, we would just leave it out in the sun to dry. So we had to do it early in the day, spray away from the wind, or with the wind, so it would blow it away, not at us. And that's all we knew about spray painting. So, but then watching Adam Savage, I learned, so if you're painting a sword, right? A wooden sword or whatever, you want to do a quick motion, gently spraying essentially across the sword. Either, I would recommend going across the blade, so going from hilt to tip, the point, back and forth. If it's a classic like medieval sword, now if it's something like a katana, I mean, again, like if it's a standard stylish sword. Now if we're talking something like a rapier, like it's a rounded sword, I mean, the parts of it should remain the same, but the strokes, or like the time it would take, will definitely change based off the thickness of any object. But yeah, you go gently across. You don't have to do it all in one motion. You can break it down. But you go quickly, gently spraying across both. And then if you have a hairdryer or a heat gun, you can use those to cool, like to help dry faster. Now I use a heat gun, but the issue with a heat gun that I've noticed is relatively easy to do is you can bubble the paint if you overdo it and get it too close, which is definitely never a fun thing. But I find it works well if you're creating a worn or you want to create a cool textured look. You just gotta bubble it right. You gotta know. Now if you're working with materials like a plastic, like a thin plastic, you gotta be prepared for warping using a heat gun. With hair dryers, you can at least have them on a cooler setting, and it's more like focused air. But what I've also learned is a technique where I combine using a like fan and a so I combine a fan and the heat gun. So I'll have the fan blowing at the object, but then use the heat gun behind the fan, so it gets warmer air to help take care of the process. But at the same time, it's not so much heat that it's actually melting the paint or doing any of that. It's just helping take care of everything else. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to really make it seem like anything else. You know, I felt accomplished for that takedown. Just grapple a guy down and kill him that way. We'll beat him. But yeah, I love cosplay. I also love building computers. I've only built one, but I love just like the feeling of it. Shout out to my boy Brandon. Both of you Brandons, but specifically my boy Brandon Collimer. You can check out, if you want to like build a custom PC, go to collimerpc.com, I believe, and he'll help you out. I mean, if you are really interested in it, like, let him know I sent you, because he knows me personally. I mean, we used to work together, so and he helped me build mine, so he's a great guy. He definitely knows what he's talking about. Definitely helped show me the ways to build a PC of my own, so when I upgrade, I can do it myself and not need to constantly look up the same shit. I mean, it's a great time. But yeah, shout out to him. Wow, this episode's full of shout outs, and my mouth is dry. Where's my apple juice? I found my apple juice. I'm going to take a big ol' swig. I went to Walmart the other day, and I have trying to see what the size of this is.
One bomb down, now to find the other three.
I have a 3-quart, 96 ounces, or 2.84 liter thing of apple juice that I am drinking by myself. Ooh, I love apple juice. You can never really sound like a mature adult asking for apple juice. Just, can I get apple juice and a crazy straw? I know that's a Game Grumps bit, but it's true. It's relative, like, it's accurate. Currently, though, because in case you guys don't know, I share a room with my stepbrother Frank, which he's currently asleep. I'm waiting for the moment he wakes up, because that's going to be an awkward exchange. He and I, he walked in at one point, actually, during this recording of the actual footage for this, and he said some things that I was going to have to bleep out, but good thing the audio was lost. Like, I'm not actually happy the audio was lost. Oh yeah, I remember that glitch. But yeah, I'm at least happy I didn't have to go through and find when he came in and do that. But yeah, my tactical Robin cosplay is supposed to be finished today. That's the plan, at least. I ordered a shit ton of stuff from Amazon. It would have taken more time to finish, but Nate kept encouraging me to get it done, so I, when my tax return came in, I splurged a little just so I could get, so I could buy 2-day shipping for a lot of the items. That was my plan. And that's what I did. So, Nate kind of was a bad influence, but then he recently splurged on himself for a green Mighty Morphin Power Ranger cosplay. So yeah, expect that, people. But that upset me. Not like actually upset me, but I'm super jealous because we were talking one day when we were hanging out and we were talking about Power Rangers. And he's like, "Who's your favorite?" I'm like, "Green Mighty Morphin." And he's doing his favorite, which is the Omega Ranger. And I'm just like, you dickbag. I wanted to be Green Mighty Morphin. I love you, Nate. But you dickbag. But Jason David Frank is supposed to be at Phoenix Comic Con this year, if I remember correctly. Phoenix Comic Fest, I'm sorry.
But I still got a score to settle with you.
Let's see, Phoenix Comic
I'm giving you
Fest.
the rest of the night off.
Who is supposed to come?
You took an oath to uphold the law. When I see you again, I expect you to be following that oath to the letter.
Yes.
Featured
yes,
guests.
Sir. I'm sorry.
So at Phoenix Comic Fest this year, 2018, we're supposed to get Dave Bautista for sure, Manu Bennett, Tim Curry. I'm just trying to choose some big names. Yep, Jason David Frank's supposed to be at Comic Fest this year. We're supposed to get a lot, like Charles Martinet, voice of Mario. We're supposed to get quite a bit. Michael Rooker,
I'm going to get you out of
William Shatner, Scott Snyder himself, Will Wheaton. Comic-Con is going to be... I keep saying Comic-Con after they rebranded Comic Fest, and that upset me that they rebranded it, but yeah, Comic Fest is going to be lit.
Stay calm.
Stay
quiet.
I'm really excited for my cosplay to be done. I ordered a bow staff for my Robins because I'm a Tim Drake fan. He is my favorite Robin, and excuse me, I think it might be I don't know if he's my favorite or my second favorite for Robins that like their alter ego after being Robin.
Don't be stupid. Why would he do what he just did if he wasn't here to help? If you're so sure
I
about
could have sworn I just saw a flash of light, and I am quite scared. I do not know what flashed. It was a blue flashlight.
There's the control room. That's how they raise the train up here.
It might have been police in my area. I am not sure. This is quite spoopy. But yeah, it was. But yeah, like I love Dick Grayson and I love Tim Drake, so they're two of my favorite Robins to move on past the Robin mantle. Of course, they would be. I mean, Jason Todd, I think, is great as a character. He definitely came into his own as Red Hood, but like, I never really got into Red Hood. I keep saying but and like a whole lot. I'm sorry. I have a terrible lexicon. I enjoy seeing Red Hood when I do. I just never got into the character enough to really read into his own stories. So, yeah. With Red Robin, on the other hand, I read the series for the Pre-52. I read that. I also read all of the Teen Titans from New 52. I didn't hate that. I actually enjoyed it a lot, and the suit grew on me, and Characters were alright. Sorry. Nightwing, I own one graphic novel from the pre-New 52. And then all my other Nightwing knowledge comes from New 52 to Rebirth. Same thing with... well, I wouldn't say same thing with. I have a lot of other characters.
Gordon, open the fire door in the train depot so I can disarm Firefly's bomb at the north end of the bridge.
But I do...
Listen,
I do love what they're doing with Nightwing in the New 52. He's a cool character. Definitely pretty dope. I liked the entire arc of New 52 going into Agent 37. Like, that was well done, because it revitalized the character. Not to say he went stale or anything. Just, for instance, Batman. What rejuvenated him was having the death in the family arc, where Jason Todd died, and then after that, like, having No Man's Land and Battle for the Cowl, like, doing events that had Batman affected by everyone else. And yeah, there I walked into the same area that I had once, like where I came in from. Yeah, I got lost a lot. I was really tired when recording that, and I'm really tired recording this. But I have 6 hours until I have to worry about the package. Meanwhile, here I am a quarter of the way through. No, a fifth of the way through the episode, because it's 2 hours 30 minutes. If I remember correctly, I could be way off on that. But yeah, this should be, this is the first upload with using the shock mount that I got for my mic. Hopefully that changes something. If not, whatever, I'll find out. But yeah, I have that now. I also had recorded this using, if I remember correctly, my Elgato HD60. Yeah. Which I was originally using an Elgato game capture. And now I'm using the Elgato, or like the Elgato HD. Yeah, Elgato Game Capture HD. Now I'm using the Elgato Game Capture HD60. Difference between those: Elgato Game Capture HD allows you to record games in HD, but if you're using 1080p, it's limited to 30 FPS. While if you're recording 720p, you can do 60 FPS. Yeah, I had so much trouble with just this part. Like, I was salty. But yeah, then the Elgato HD60 can record in 60 FPS, 1080p. So it can record in full HD in 60 FPS. So I felt that was a better call for Xbox, or like for recording gameplay. And then I gave my HD to Nate so he can post stuff to his channel, which for sure though, when we play games on this channel, we're going to be using the HD60 so we can get the best quality out there. Not to say Nate doesn't deserve the best quality, but for starters, you can continue using the shit we used here. Like, it's not that far off. And plus, like, even if he if he has an issue with it, he got that shit for free. That cost me like 100 something, and then this one cost me 100 something. They're not cheap, they're not expensive. The reason why I didn't go for the HD60 Pro is because I don't believe I have an additional drive, like enough, like the driver slot for my PC. Like, I don't remember what they're actually called, but the same kind you would use for a graphics card. I don't believe I have one that's right near that side panel, because I believe I have like a micro ATX. motherboard, which I might upgrade to a better motherboard soon, simply because mine has some issues with it. One of the USB 3.0s for my case, the tab for it on my motherboard broke, like one of the pins. So I don't know if it's that important. I'll definitely try and rehook that up, I think, but it's for the front USB 3.0, and I'm like, in case I ever need to, you know, use it, it kind of would help. Yeah, but I like my PC. I named her Lyanna after the Game of Thrones R plus L equals J Lyanna, not Lyanna Mormont. And I named my Xbox Rhaegar, so my setup is R plus L equals J. If you wonder what I mean by named, I mean like I set it up so that when they appear on a network, they're Rhaegar and Lyanna. Plus it makes it easy for me to, you know, keep track of which one is my shit and which one would be someone else, because but now the entire world knows that, so I might go onto my network one day and see 500,000 Rhaegars and Lyannas and be like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, my TV I got from my homeboy Josiah. Originally I was playing with a 720p TV, and now I'm using a 1080p. Yay. I know 4K is out there and it's way better, but like, I don't have that kind of money. But I definitely love this setup. I know a lot of people say monitors are better, and they probably are. I don't know enough to really comment on it, but I mean, from what I can tell, they're definitely better. But I like having a TV. I don't know, just me. Another little thing about it is I was watching recently Markiplier play some simulator games, and he played Computer Builder Simulator or something like that, and he's like, what are we running, HDMI? What are we, some kind of plebs? I'm just kind of curious, for those of you who know computers out there, is using HDMI, is it really, like, not that good? Like, I mean, I could figure it's not the best, but is it, like, you know, viewed that poorly? Like, I was never a fan of the VGA cable. That was always a pain in the ass. It's so bulky and obnoxious. Excuse me again, jeez. Right now, I'm in my room and it's dark. And the only source of light in here is my computer and my screen. But they cast a nice little glow onto my Red Robin cowl that I have on my bat staff. It's a bat walking stick. Like, it's a walking stick, but on the top of it is a bat with its wings up, which that's what's on the cowl is on, is at the top. It's just kind of there, and it looks pretty fucking dope. Which, yeah. I might also play some Fortnite with some friends soon for the channel, just because, like, I tried doing it a while ago, but that did not go well. I did not know how to record their audio, but if I remember correctly, the audio for me and Logan should have recorded properly. There's my apple juice. Juice.
Keep your distance, don't provoke him. The bomb squad is nearly here.
I need to get to that last bomb before Gordon and his men force Firefly's hand.
But there's lots of things that I'm excited for. I work at a movie theater, so we get those cardboard cutouts of people. So when Justice League came out, and they're called standees. When Justice League came out, I got the Aquaman one, Jason Momoa. And then for Solo, a Star Wars story, we have one. Emilia Clarke is a character called like Quaith or Karth or something like that, or Kira, but with a Q. I kept thinking Game of Thrones, but that's why I went for her. I'm like, some nobody character, but it's Emilia Clarke, so I can have Khal Drogo and Khaleesi connected again. And that was my entire logic, and I felt accomplished. Now I'm going to say this about the Arkham games: having the detective mode helps, and it's nice because it kind of makes Batman seem more OP. But at the same time, like, I feel like it in itself is OP as shit. Like, being able to endlessly see enemies, as long as you're not, like, as long as you're in the same area as them. Like this, I'm sorry, it should work like an echolocation system where it goes and then it stops and then it pings again and then you find them, because with it constantly going, you just kind of can follow where they go. But by doing the pinging shit, there's that moment, or like those moments where they can just kind of vanish, and then you're like, oh shit, where'd he go? And I feel like that would make it relatively dope. Also, can I get some props for just those tactics right there? Just bam. Wham bam, I'm Batman. Now, of course, I didn't follow it through fast and well enough with this, but I ended it efficiently.
All right, all units, we are breaching. Move in, people.
Oh my god, I'm
I'm
so tired.
We're breaching
I've
now.
almost hit the hour mark
Alfred, open the fire door.
for this recording. Like, you guys can clearly see that you're watching this, you're listening to me for whatever reason go on and on about stupid non sequiturs for a game that's trash, that no one really likes, and you're just listening to it. So by all means, please use this as the episode to fall asleep to, or to do homework, or like taxes or something. Like, use this to be your background noise, because it's definitely not worth anything else. Definitely not worth the energy to be actually watched. Oh my god. Ooh. I'm just putting my legs up and it feels nice, but also not nice. The good thing is I always like sitting in a reclined back position. I don't know. Something about my personality there, I guess. I also like usually having my arms crossed in some way or close to my chest. I'm a very closed off person. I feel like that's why I suck ass at doing Let's Plays by myself, is I'm so quiet and shy meeting new people, and I don't want to put myself out there because I'm afraid of unnecessary risks. But here I am, spewing my entire self to the internet as I record this voiceover. I'm trying to find my phone so I can at least be... Oh, Frank's awake. Hey Frank, watch your language, I'm recorded. I mean, you can curse, just don't, say our go-to phrases. We have a bad tendency of saying the N-word in the way of, in the way of, not being, calling people, not in the slurred way, but in the, term of, camaraderie and endearment, if you know what I mean. Which, I feel like that's what the main meaning of the word is at this point.
Give up now or I can make you surrender. Your choice.
I'm sorry, I'm really looking for my phone because I'd rather not talk about my views on like my views on words are probably not all white male, so everything's been handed to me in life, and I haven't faced hardship, according to popular belief, like based off my race or my gender. But I'm just saying, like, words are defined by how we use them, right? Like that's literally what we do. We define a word based off of how we use it. And when the term starts being used for something like friend or my, like, you know, a term as like my guy, something like that, people start using it in that way. And like that's what it slowly means. But then people, certain groups of people will want to take that and make that their an exclusive thing, or they'll take offense to it because of the word's origins. But at the same time, the word's origins don't come from a terrible background. Like the N-word, for instance. I am not going to say it, but like, if I remember correctly, it comes from the Latin term for black. I want to fact check myself right now on that. Yeah, which it does, definitely. The Latin word for black is spelled Nigreos. So, like, the word, and like, sure, it was used by slave owners and just other people in general. They also referred to themselves as that in the time. Like, it was not just white people. People don't seem to understand. Like, people don't seem to like really take the time to learn history and like learn the true facts. They just want to learn the bullet points that teachers taught them to get through a lesson plan. In 5th grade, like, there were black slave owners in the U.S. And how did that come about? Well, black slaves were freed, or were able to earn their freedom somehow, and when they did, well, all they knew was plantation work and all that. That was the only business they knew, and they knew they had to survive. They'd start a plantation of their own, which a plantation of their own meant buying and selling more slaves. Oh, hey Frank. I didn't even realize you came back in. You going back to bed? Oh, what movie? 12 Strong? Nice. Nice. That was I heard good reviews on that one. But yeah, so I feel like words are definitely misconstrued now, and everyone wants to make the worst out of everyone. Like, so what if I'm a white male? Does that really mean I am like everyone else? Does that... And I also don't appreciate the fact that most of the time when I hear someone get called racist, oh yeah, I died somehow in this. I don't know how I died there, but yeah, I don't appreciate the fact that, like, when it comes to calling someone racist, it seems that everyone only thinks that white people can become racist, like be racist. It's everyone. It's discriminating, or like, yeah, discriminating someone based off of their race, which, like, if a black person, like, if everyone starts calling, I'm not going to say black people, because everyone does this now that I've noticed, I thought about, like, almost every other race, if they see a white person, and they treat them, you know, as an individual at one point, but, like, other groups of another race are there to witness the individualism, like, they'll be called out as racist for a non-existent reason. And by that I mean, like, So working at a movie theater, we have certain procedures to go by. For instance, if we have a transaction that is over $25 and the a back of a debit or credit card is not signed, we have to ask for a photo ID, usually a driver's license, a driver's license, so that it can, because there's always a signature required for a driver's license here in the States. I don't know about anywhere else. I'm hoping everywhere else it is. But a driver's license, so it has their signature, because then we ask for them to sign a piece of paper saying they authorize the transaction, like most places do. It's to prevent, credit card fraud and all that, and or not credit card. Oh yeah, like everything like that. Every money-related crime, really. But yeah, so that's why we do it. Well, one time, me and my coworker are working, and we don't call the people who enter our theater customers, we call them guests, so that's what I'm used to saying. So in case I don't use the term customer, or you just hear me use the term guest, it's not like, a random guest speaker or something. No, it's what we call our paying customers, if you will. A guest didn't have their signature on the back of their card, or it said like see photo ID, so my coworker asked for one, and this guest so happened to be African American. Well, another guest in the distance was waiting on one of their concession items, because we serve other items like mozzarella sticks, personal pizzas that we just throw in an oven. Like, we're not like a dinner in a movie. We're a basic movie theater with just mildly more filling food besides the basic snacks. We call them hot foods. So yeah, another guest watched that, and then watches the rest of me and my coworkers, and noticed no one else did. Well, the guest that my coworker helped their order was over $25, and so she was just doing her job, checking for an ID, because there was either no signature or it said see photo ID. Like, she was doing what she was, trained to do. And this guest walked up to the one that was watching, walked up to her shortly after all this, like the transaction was finished, and asks if we've ever heard of a conscious bias or an unconscious bias. And we're like, no. And she's like, oh, it's treating people differently for an unconscious reason, and I'm pretty sure you have one because you ID'd a black gentleman and no one else ID'd anyone. Like, that guy didn't even ID those that Asian couple over there, because there was another Asian couple that were guests. And like, literally right as she's saying that, I begin to jump in. I'm like, well, we're supposed to check if the order's over $25, or if it's like their card says see photo ID. Like, we were literally doing what we were trained to do. And she's like, goes on to go, well, I only saw them grab popcorn and drinks. I'm like, they clearly don't know what a movie theater is like. Popcorn and drinks can be expensive. Like, for our extra large, it's $7.75 if I remember correctly.
Don't give him too much credit.
Like $7.75, and then our large drink is $6, so $6.50 for an extra large, something like that. So, just those two items add up over half the amount, and that it was a larger group too. So double the popcorn and drink amount, and you have it.
You didn't listen.
Like, over 25. So. And this lady was not having it. This guest appeared to be of mixed descent. I'm not going to say what she was, because I'm not sure myself, but that's what her skin tone appeared to me as.
We covered it pretty well.
Like, I could be completely wrong in misremembering, and I apologize, but and she really was just adamant about trying to low-key call my coworker a racist, even though she isn't. And I was not. That is not alright. Like, I'm serious about that though. Like, more. Like, it's not just white people who can be racist. And me and my coworker were talking about this yesterday, or 2 days ago, about, like, we were talking about discrimination and such, and how society is mistreating certain groups. And we were like, a lot of people don't understand, like, when we think of depression, so a lot of people think angsty teens, or like, you know, or when we think of the trauma of being mistreated, we look at like how ghettos form or whatever, and gangs, and then we're like, but really the average person who's like, the highest suicide rates last I checked were between middle-aged to senior white males, and it was because they either feel they've done their role in society and they feel like their life has no meaning once they retire because they no longer do anything important, or it's because society has labeled them as racists and bigots so that they can't, you know, get a good job anymore because companies are trying way too hard to be more diverse. Like, I'm not saying diversity is bad, I'm just saying, alright, if I have 2 candidates, a guy and a girl, and they apply for the same job, and I already have dozens of guy employees, but the guy's credentials are better, he graduated from a better college, you know, has more experience, I will choose him. But now say the girl has equal credentials, who will I choose at a business standpoint? Well, I will say this, businesses do have to make the decision as well when it comes to males versus females. Women, if and when they become pregnant, because I'm not saying you're guaranteed to become pregnant, but if you do, you are, like, there will be maternity leave, which, you know, that's time you lose an employee. But with men, sure, certain companies provide paternity leave, but paternity leave isn't usually as long as maternity leave. So that's why a lot of them, if they're choosing between young people, the odds are they might choose the male simply because business-wise, especially if it's a position that they need a lot of people, like they need someone there constantly. Now, if it's something where, like at the movie theater, where I can have 500,000 people do the same job, and it regardless of gender, I will hire just whoever I feel has the better availability, which that's also the thing. It's more than just, you know, the age, or like the race and gender factored in. Now, I will also say this, though, with not names, but race and all that. Now, there are certain things involved with race that might turn me off as an employee. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, because they're labeled as African American. But now, if they say with their race, actually no, there's nothing involved with race that would turn me off as an employer. I don't know why I said that. Like, I'm actually trying to think of ways that it would. Like, the only thing I could ever think of is if I were racist, but I don't fucking care. You just get the job done and I'll hire you. Your name could be, and I'll be like, sure, you're hired. Just get your job done. And they'll be like, no, it was, or whatever I said the first time, and I'll be like, oh, so sorry. I'll work on that, because I'm terrible with names. Even the ones that I make up.
Is not the time for doubt.
I can't do it.
I need more apple juice. Wow, I'm getting really philosophical with this solo.
Not on your own, but it's high time you realize that you are a man, not
This might burn my channel to the ground.
And a
But
man's
fuck it.
strength comes not from just raw
I got a lot on my mind
intelligence,
and I'm not afraid to express
but
it.
also from his allies.
But yeah, the coworker I was talking to about the white male situation, she and I also talked about life, and she's a fan of fate, or not fate, a fan of destiny. Like, we're destined for certain roles and certain events were planned out for us. I get that. It's kind of cool knowing that, or thinking there's a,
They need us.
big plan out there for us. But to quote one of my favorite Rush songs, I choose free will. Like, I'm a believer that I make the choice in my entire life. Like, every action, every reaction to my actions, that was because I chose to do something. I like the butterfly effect where it all snowballs out, I had to make the decision. It's like a butterfly flapping its wings causes an avalanche somewhere else across the world. The butterfly had to make the choice to flap its wings. It could have just stayed still, but it flapped its wings. Or, by choosing not to flap its wing, it had made the choice not to do something. Choosing not to decide is still making a choice. Like, that's the thing, people. Like, there's a lot of paradoxes involved in life. Like, I'm talking a lot, like, by being a nonconformist, you are conforming to an idea of nonconformity. But by being a conformist, you are not conforming to the idea of nonconformity. Like, double negatives and such aside, but I'm just saying, like, it's facts. Like, it's all a matter of perspective, which people constantly are trying to warp each other's perspectives into fitting their world model, which I think is wrong. If we're really trying to make everyone believe the same as we do, then we are no better than those we have tried to stop in the past, such as Adolf Hitler. Don't you think that I'm going overboard by saying, oh, we're all just as bad as Hitler by trying to convince others? No, we're not just as bad, but we're still making a decision, like, we're still making a choice that he had to make as well. Like, we're still doing an action that led to the Third Reich. Like, it's not just, oh, we just, are being normal. Like, that's the other thing is, okay, so what? Like, so what if I don't view the same things as you do? Does that really mean I'm wrong? No. Now, there are certain things, yes, you have to change someone's point of view, or not point of view, but change someone, correct someone on, but those are the things that have fact. Those are the ones that are not a choice, but literally are a known fact. There is nothing around it. These look like Gmod animations, or like source, like, the source animations for Valve stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Like the Team Fortress 2 stuff, like those funny ones. Yeah, I don't care if I'm being philosophical for the next hour as well. Like, life's frustrating because people piss me off because of their stupidity. Like, when it came to the 2016 election here in the US with Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, like, I'm not saying they were the only two, of course, because they weren't, but but people constantly ask me what my vote was going to be. I just turned 18 last year, so I wasn't able to vote back then, like 2 years ago. But they would ask me what I would vote if I could. And I personally told them I didn't know yet, because I wasn't keeping up with politics at that time. Now, I will say that I'm not a Trump supporter, but I am also not one to support Hillary either, or any of those candidates. I was not a fan of any of them. So, and here in the US, sure, there's a lot of shit going on, and I'm not even aware of all of that's going on, but I will say that that it is not just the president alone to make decisions for the US. It's not, oh, he can only do this. No, we have Congress, we have the judicial branch. We have 3 branches of government to keep each other in line. Oh, but Trump is rigging the system. How? Did he choose the congressman? Did he become all these citizens in the U.S.? Last I checked, he did not. But, yeah, fuck. Where was I gonna go with this? Yeah. Yeah, my political views. I decide when I have noticed what's going on. If you know what I mean, like, if I see a person who,
raise the water level in the lock below.
like, if I see a candidate who I think is in the complete and utter wrong, then yeah, I will not cast my vote for them. But if I notice a candidate who I think is, would provide the best for my nation, then I will choose them. I waited out to see, and I also don't look at just what the media releases, but also what others credit to them and all that before and during their election, like their running time. Because that's the thing, is people change to appear differently on camera and all that. Like, everyone wants them to see their best, but that's where it all, like, that's where everything stops meaning stuff anymore. Is we change just to be more liked, when we should start just embrace who we are and what we do. Like, that's why I don't fucking care that people know I cosplay like characters, because it's part of who I am. I'm a nerd, I'm a jackass a bit, but I own up to it. I'm not gonna deny who I am just so that people think that I'm a more important role in their life or something. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna put on a face and a show for everyone. I am who I am, and if you don't like that, then we don't have to talk. Like, it's not that hard. If you're looking for someone to kiss your ass all the time, then by all means, there are plenty of people like that in the world. But if you're looking for someone who's going to be genuine with each comment, then you're looking at the right guy, because that's what I am. Oh no, I forgot all about this. I'm like, what do? And I didn't notice those top 2 vents. And get ground, and I die. Oh my Lord. I am only an hour into this extravaganza, and I've probably destroyed this channel, my channel. But if you're going to unsubscribe, don't unsubscribe from me. The opinions and views of that are being displayed today are that of my own, not Nate's. Don't make him guilty by association. Don't make him guilty by association. He doesn't deserve that. He's a very hard working guy. I think, yeah, don't tie anyone else into this. If you have an issue with what I have said, please reach out to me. We can, or if you're actually intrigued by what I said, we can try and have a conversation, a discussion, not an argument. I am not looking to argue with people. I am looking to converse and share and help each other grow and learn. Like, that's what life is about, is learning. So, yeah.
Happy you all chose to stick around for the final show.
Telling the truth. They never give the codes to an intern. Just don't know what he is.
I'm so exhausted. I don't know what else to talk about.
Help! Please! Someone!
I really want to go to bed, but I'm not going to bed because I gotta take care of that package. I gotta take care of all my packages. Wow. I'm pretty sure that my commentary for this, though, has been way better than the original. Though, I will leave my mic going, and hopefully when I get back I'll have more stuff to talk about, because I am going to stretch my legs and hopefully get my noggin running. But first I'm going to take write a note to myself about the timing of my break so that I can put some like elevator music to it or something. And also in case Frank decides to have a field day and say shit that I'm not aware of. So I'm gonna wait 10 seconds before I go, so I can be 1 hour and 11 seconds. And I am back just in time. So 1 minute and 1 hour 15 minutes. So some of the interesting things I can talk about. So I went outside just to get some fresh air, and I noticed my family's porch light was on. So apparently my brother slept outside last night for no real reason. Then I found out that my parents are going out of town for the weekend, and he's going with. They're going gambling.
Look, I know why you're here.
I'm so
in the
glad
penthouse
I was
tonight.
invited, family.
And he's waiting
Yeah,
for you.
I'm totally always factored in there. Yeah, I haven't done any like family bonding experience shit with my parents in a few years now, or like at least a couple years. Like, my sisters are going out to the movies all the time with the parents, are going to sporting events. My brother is getting this, and like they've done other stuff. I'm not involved. Neither is Frank really, but hey, I don't mind. I mean, I kind of, but it's whatever. Life goes on. I'll be moving out anyway. Yeah. So yeah, we got further into the game. We saved Harley Quinn. I don't really remember where this is exactly. Like I know Blackgate. I know it's Blackgate, but I was reading in the story, but now it's all coming back to me. Part of me wants to just close my eyes, shut my mouth, take a nap, and put elevator music for the rest of this, but I know that's not a good one. Also, that fire effect is shit. That is so awful.
Apparently the Joker's afraid of me. Wouldn't let me out. And for good reason. I don't like having my time wasted.
You should have known trying to kill me was a waste of your time.
Well, you won't have to worry about that anymore. Not unless someone else puts up 50 million bucks.
I wasn't worried.
Stay swole, Deathstroke. See what I mean though with this game being like, I feel like I'm trying to fuck a sandpaper dildo, but I'm only using my spit as lube, but I also am eating a bag of pretzels, so like my mouth is constantly dry. Minor moments of there being moisture. That's a fun word, moisture, 'cause it has the word moist in it. I know people hate the word moist, and that's why I love it. Like I love a lot of things that people hate, because I have some, I believe, some sadistic tendencies. Not saying I am a sadist completely, but just some of their tendencies. Like, at work I make lots of dad jokes because a lot of my coworkers get fed up with it. I feed off of that. It's a great time for me. I don't, and I'm not kidding when I say, like, I truly feed off of that negative energy towards that, but I also feed off of the laughs too. I love making people smile. Like, genuinely just smile. Bringing joy to someone's life is the best thing I can hope to do. That's all I want to do. That's why that's kind of why I do this channel, is to for those who watch, to make them smile at times, to help them forget about life, and sometimes just to be another voice, whether it's one of reason or one that pisses them off. Like, I'm here for people to vent emotion. Like, I tell people who get fed up with life, I'm like, they're like, I'm not mad at you, I had a long day. I'm like, then vent on me, unload. I don't care if I'm a doormat. Like, I don't care if people, constantly push all their problems onto me, because as long as I fucking listen, I'm fine with it. Like, as soon as they're fine with, like, as soon as they're okay, that's all that matters to me. There goes an alarm clock that frankly shut off. Yeah, as soon as they can clear their head, means the sooner I can go back to talking to them the way like I normally do. But yeah, working at a movie theater, there was constantly times where I feel like I might get, I don't actually feel like I do, but I always know there's the possibility at one point or another someone might come in with a firearm. And before you think, oh, people really come in, we have had to ask numerous people to return their firearms to their cars, even if they have a concealed carry permit and such, or like an open carry license, or whatever they're called. I've never fired a gun. I've never even held a real gun before, so I am sorry for... I'm not against any gun. I'm not for shit. I believe our right to bear arms meant literally we could own guns. I never cared what the gun was. And when I hear about a mass shooting, I don't blame the gun. I blame the user, like the one who pulled the trigger. Just like, and when I hear about that, people are like, oh well, still they shouldn't have had access to that. My philosophy has been, the black market exists for a reason. There will always, if someone plans on committing an illegal act such as murder with a gun, what is preventing them from illegally obtaining said gun? Oh, more prison time? I'm sorry. Last I checked, they weren't really concerned when they're already spending up to a lifetime in prison anyway. It's like 35 and up, or like 30 years and up, or something like that. 30 plus years in prison for murder? I don't even remember. But, like, yeah, I blame our society for how, like, why people are going around shooting people. I mean, think about it. When your parents talk about their school years, did they ever go, oh yeah, we had kids coming threatening with guns all the time? No. My parents would say I had to walk through uphill both ways with no shoes in 6 inches of snow, and that was what they told us, like how hard their school life was. It was always a joke, but they never were like, oh yeah, there was gun threats and shit. And how were they raised? They were raised in stricter ways, with spanking being viewed as alright. I don't know. I mean, sure, crime is still a thing, but I don't know if I feel more fine with regular crime rather than kids dying. I think I'm more fine with an adult committing murder than, a child. And that's also the other thing is, if and when I become a parent and I go to a school and they're like, it's a zero tolerance policy, I think I might choose a different school. Why? Because bullying prepares you for life. I mean, that sounds fucked up, but it's truth. It prepares you for the assholes who are gonna always try and be a dick to you. And then you gotta just rise above them. You gotta, I'm not saying, oh, don't never fight back, just rise above it in the end. Like,
mourning the loss of his servant and lifelong
just,
companion.
I don't know.
Yet here you are.
I hated this Bane fight because it's just, it's, oh god, Josh, I'll just stand and beat him. I'm so fucking tired, people. I'm leaning further back now. Sorry, but I'm moving my mic. Oh, it's right in my face. I'm so tired. My eyes are shut. I'm just listening to the game.
So this is how the bat finally falls.
Like, I know in the comics, Bane is from a made-up location, if I remember correctly. But like in this, is he supposed to be sounding Russian or Mexican? Or like Spanish, I should say.
Mourning the loss of his servant and lifelong
Or
companion.
like, what is he supposed to sound like? Like, what's that accent?
There is nowhere safe.
Alright everyone, so I am back. So, during this episode, I took a nap, and I was exhausted. I'm so sorry for majority of this recording being so tired and sounding so tired. Like, I sounded stoned, in my opinion. But yeah, so, currently in this Bane fight, I'm just trying to take him down. I fucking hated the Bane fight, because the charging... Wow, I had a yawn come back. I swear, I'm not tired. I got some sleep. I finished my tactical Robin cosplay that I said I was waiting to finish. But yeah, like, I hated this fight because when he does the charge, one of his last ones, he constantly can chase you around, like, can turn on a dime, it feels like, no matter how you try to evade. And, like, the Bane fight, I don't know. God, the animation was so bad for that. This cutscene is by far one of the most basic. There goes Jim Gordon trying to save the warden. Does it. Good job. Batman is like a kid just trying to have his older sibling get off of him.
Careful, Jim. When that chair goes off, that's 2,000 volts. You won't make it.
You don't need to.
Good job, Joker.
Jim.
Good.
Have a seat, Jimbo. We'll fly together.
How many times is he gonna say Jim and Jimbo and such? Don't make a drinking game out of that. He has some big old boots.
Jumpstart your heart. Kill you again.
Wow, he's gonna do
May
2.
you find the peace in death that you did not find in life.
I'm not looking for peace.
Like, why did Batman have to have that realization?
Temporarily stop Bane's heart.
Like, that's the thing, is like, a lot of those dodges are on point, but the animation took so long that you get hit. Yeah, fucking, there I go, taking him down. I don't know why, but doing voiceover really got me tired again. Like, I haven't yawned at all today since I woke up, and here I am yawning a storm. But yeah, it's only 2 minutes in, and like, Lord have mercy, this is going to be a long one, because this has to go from about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, this has to go from about about 1 hour and 28 minutes all the way to about 1 hour and 43 minutes in my timeline on this. So I have to do about 20 minutes worth of re-narration because I took a nice long nap over this, because fuck, this game is so boring and tiring. Jesus.
How about I put you down?
Damn. Good thing he wore a bulletproof vest. Wow, Joker's only going to shoot one bullet at them.
But I've got stockings to stuff, mistletoe to hang, and about 15 skyscrapers to blow up before sunrise. Ciao!
He's way too flamboyant.
Thank God you had your vest on.
He's got my gun. Gordon, Joseph, I need your help to stop the Joker. Our help? You're the so-called vigilante. Or is one kill enough for you tonight? Bane's in cardiopulmonary arrest. I have only minutes to resuscitate him before it's too late.
Wow, Batman.
You didn't. It's not how I do things. Now go.
Shout out to my homegirl, Dusty. She just messaged me, so figured might as well message back.
Come on.
Got a shock Bane. Oh wow, good job, Batman. You really did it. You worked hard. You electrocuted a man back to life. Now the second Bane fight is definitely my least favorite. It is definitely the worst. I'm gonna keep on saying definitely about it too. It's god awful. It just, I kept forgetting how to take him down. Like, the thing is, they don't make it all too obvious and how you bring him down. But once you learn, it just is boring because it's doing the same shit over and over again and hoping the controls listen to you properly. Yes, because that's how explosions work. He laid down enough to drill a perfect hole. Good job, Batman. And it went from beautiful pre-rendering to god-awful in-game rendering.
What do we know about TN1, the compound I found in Bane's lab?
I'll start looking into it now, sir. Sir, Bane has taken an injection of TN1. You have 10 minutes before it reaches its full potency. After that, if he gets a hold of you, he'll kill you. He's gonna pulverize it. Look, Gordon, you read me?
I like how they're like, oh, you have a time limit. But they don't give you time to see how fast it's really going. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's all scripted. It might not be, and someone can beat him before 10 minutes and not have the same result as I do. Or I mean, they'll have the same result, but still. Or there might be an achievement that way where it's beat Bane in under 10 minutes. Who knows? What I do know is that Bane is like, he's a cool villain, but he's definitely not one of my faves.
Is everybody seeing this?
I remember that, yeah. Just, cause they're like, oh, you know, use the electric shit to your advantage, and then you're like, okay. And I couldn't remember if I had to get him to punch it or what. So then I remembered it's kind of like the Mr. Freeze fight in Arkham City, where you just gotta take him down using different areas, and different strats to take him down, and bam. I want more. Yeah, that was a mistake right there. I like how it's like drop a smoke pellet. Alright. See, like, that's the thing, is it doesn't really tell you how to do that, it just says do it. That's my issue with this game. A lot of it is just do it. And it's something relatively new. Oh my fucking god, I can't stop yawning. I just can't.
Big guys hunting around you.
I'll take him on. Never mind. And then I'm taking that pounding. Fuck. Shit, tits and gravy. Am I right? But yeah. This is one of my I have to say, it is my least favorite boss fight. That besides Joker in this game, because that I don't even call that a boss fight. That's a disappointment right there. Deathstroke was disappointing as well. A lot of the boss fights. Like, I liked the Viper one, that was pretty cool. Or Copperhead, I should say. I like Copperhead's boss fight. Killer Croc's was boring. I prefer the Asylum one because it's terrifying. So when we get to Arkham Asylum, you'll see that. But yeah. Also, I'm really curious how the TN1 serum, or like, because it's a reference to Titan. TN1, like Titan 1. It's the first trial of it. I really am curious though how it increases a skeleton, like your skeletal structure. Muscle I can understand, but skeletal structure on the other hand, like bone structure, that seems real painful. Like, that seems like it would hurt more than it's worth. And I believe this is when I'm like, I can do a silent takedown? Question mark? I don't remember. Yeah, I figured I could just normal silent takedown. But yeah, that's the other issue, is like sometimes you're totally deserving of a takedown, and then out of nowhere they somehow spot you. Yes, I'm in the vent again. You big dumb dummy dumb. I'm not in secret. I'm right behind you. I'm Batman. And take the wall. But yeah, then when you learn how to do it, it's like, okay, well, now I don't have the electric grates near me. And that's the other thing I hate. I was originally trying to walk into that vent, we all saw it, but instead it changed up the style of this fight so that I couldn't really slide or like go right in, so I was just crouching against a wall for no reason.
Well, let's get going. We got the place secure. Any update? I'm with the warden. I think the Joker's heading to death row. We got the place surrounded. No way he can get out. You better be damn sure about that.
I better be damn sure about that. And gotcha, bitch. And use the wall. You got electrocuted now, Bane. And beat your ass, dude. Combo. Ow. He is now unhappy.
Alfred's right. I can't take Bane and
Sure I can.
think strategically.
Nope. Bane's not focused on y'all. He'll just walk right past. He'll just keep on doing that. See, that's the other issue. Bane has an awesome character backstory. Like, his whole thing is just being the best. And what they most of the time devolve him into is being mindless brute. Though, like in this, they have him learn Batman's identity, but still doesn't make him any less of a brute. Like right here. Like, sure, he's ODing and crazy, but like, really? You're going to make him still... And that's the other thing, is out of nowhere, there's a jammer signal.
Repeat, this is Captain Gordon requesting reinforcements. Pinned down on death row at Blackgate.
Joker has Gordon pinned down in death row. I need to hurry.
I'm sorry for being silent for this past couple seconds. I knew there was nothing I could say that would be interesting, so yeah. But yeah, I finished Red Robin and a Tactical Robin cosplay. I am proud of both. I have to say the Tactical Robin looks really badass in my opinion. I went with a jean look on the pants instead of compression or cargo, and it actually works, I think, the best. Cargo would have looked way too bulky and baggy, and compression would have been way too slim for this style. So I'm really glad I went with a jean look to it. Like, they're jeans. I also like the tactical boots I got. They're nice. They look cool. I'm debating if I want to paint the soles at all. So I was debating painting them like all green, or doing like a Damien style thing and like painting all green except the heels, and then, or like the soles, and then do the soles red. That would look kind of cool. I think I'm going to leave them black just to add to that, like making sure that the only armored piece, or the only parts that are green, are the armor, and like the red is just the breastplate, or like the chest, which makes the most sense for Robin, because Robin is red-breasted, or at least a red-breasted Robin. That's why Red Robin, the character, has the bottom half that's black. That was their thing. And yes, my ringtone is the Reigns of Castamere. Doing retroactive voiceover narration.
I've defeated Bane.
Let's play. I might let Nate know that what happened here. Yo, BT dubs. I had to redo the voice over for Arkham Origins finale mega episode. Yeah. I feel bad that I didn't record the audio the first time. I also feel bad that I made this a mega episode. But at the same time, like, with all that being said and done, I still think it's relatively badass that we finally finished. We have our first series done and over with. thank God it was this one. I'm probably going to edit next my cosplay reveal video so I can get that uploaded. Yeah, I want to get that finished.
Can you hear me?
Yes, and thank you for the help with Bane.
I trust he's down for good this time.
He's secure, and it appears the TN1 Bane took damaged his memory permanently.
Does that mean he won't be revealing your identity?
Looks that way.
Glad to hear it, sir. And the Joker?
He's still on the loose, but not for long.
This is Captain Gordon at Blackgate Prison, requesting immediate medevac. Warden Joseph has been shot. Repeat, Warden Joseph is down.
EMT chopper en route. ETA 15 minutes.
Tell
Yeah,
them
no,
to hurry
no.
up.
So if you're wondering why I said yeah, no, I was listening and I heard my previous recording where I said I was going to take another nap. I'm going to cut that out for the professional, but so behind the scenes.
Would you locals back for more?
One night.
Not yet, you haven't.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, so behind the scenes I was editing that out. And I was like, yeah, no, to myself. Now I've got to work with Gordon on taking down some thugs.
I could do this all day.
And yeah, like, I wanted to say that I love this, I love the Arkham franchise. I hate Arkham Origins, I hate Arkham Knight. Well, no, that's a lie. I love Arkham Knight, I hate Arkham Origins. Arkham City is probably one of my favorites, though Asylum probably will take the cake because of it being the first. It's, you know, the newest feeling to all of them, like, and there's limitations to it, and they don't hide that. Like, there's a limited amount of enemies in the game. I can live with that. There's a lot to it that I'm happy with playing it. It feels terrifying. The boss fights are unique and not like with this one. The boss fights are all beat 'em ups. Like, that's all what they evolve into, is a beat 'em up or a stealth one. But with like the Poison Ivy one, it's like timing, if I remember correctly, in Asylum, and like bataranging and just trying to keep distance while taking her down. Killer Croc is keeping your ear open, like your ears out essentially for the audio cues to tell you that Killer Croc is coming up to get you, you know?
Joseph, they're on their way. You're going to make it.
But
Where's the Joker?
yeah,
Went through that door. Towards the chapel.
Killer Croc is by far one of my favorite Batman villains, and I definitely wish he was, you know, better treated and everything, from cinematic to, but yeah, from cinematic to everything, really. Time to take on the Joker.
Oh, that's... it's so... What a...
I know.
Fresh off the kill and back for more, eh?
Bane's still alive.
That's not funny.
Now that's not funny. Oh, this...
See, Joker... Alright, there's those physics, that's great. Kicking someone across a room. But then also, with the whole... that's not funny. In a couple seconds, you're going to see in the cutscene that he then starts laughing, saying, that's a good one, Batman. Like, that's funny. Like, what the hell? Make up your mind, Joker. I get it, he's supposed to be psychotic. His arm just went through me. Oh god, like, this one is so bad, like, of a fight. That looked cool, but I mean, it's just so bad. Combo breaker.
You like the way it feels. It's what you need.
Break his back. Nope, just slams him. Like, that would hurt like a bitch.
Beat me till your knuckles bleed. Why quit there? You know there's only one way to stop me.
I don't get why they, like, I get it, but I don't get why they add a sound effect to, like, the pupils dilating. Like, Jesus.
Any one of my guys would have killed him. The city deserves
Does
better
it?
than that. You know, my daughter thinks you're a hero. But I still have to bring
Do
you
you?
in.
Gordon, come in. What's your 20?
I'm in the chapel. We got the Joker.
Son of a bitch. You caught him. And how did you
With
do
the help
that?
of the Batman.
I had some help.
Of the Batman.
I keep asking myself why I didn't bring him in. And I now know the truth is I let him go because of
Aww.
you. Because you believe in him.
The city.
I don't know. They put me in charge of a station full of rotten
What are
cops.
some sort of Suicide
I can't
Squad?
change them any more than I can change this damn city.
Do it, change the city.
Or at least that's what I used to think.
Here's what I mean, like, ready?
Stop his heart. That is funny.
Like, literally said it wasn't funny, and now it's saying it's funny.
This is going to be fun.
Every moment Joker
Maybe
lives
I
is a
can
win
give
for
him
him.
something to believe in.
That's his whole philosophy.
Maybe he can give them something to believe in.
But yeah, so here's the credits for the game. It's definitely, the credits are a long ass sequence. But yeah, like, it's a long credit sequence. They definitely chose to make this as Christmassy as possible, even though it was released in like September, October.
I tried so hard, my dear, to show.
And yeah, with this sequence, it's like they kept with the feeling of Arkham City. Arkham City, where Joker sings "Only You" to Batman, and then Arkham Knight, there's another Joker singing sequence. Like, there's a lot of singing done from the Joker. Bill Money. Colin Brisbois, Eric Allard, Matthew Miller. Like, there's a lot of people who worked on this game, and I feel like, I'm sorry for bashing on it so much, and it's not any of your fault. Like, it's not, like, I can't blame you. It's hard to make a game. I mean, it's better than anything I could have done. But when it's being combined, like, tied to a franchise, and I bet they had the utmost respect for the franchise too. I mean, they wanted to make something that fit, but also they could put their name on and said, yeah, this was all us, and, you know, just, we worked on it, you know. And I definitely can respect that.
Do you hide behind that
But for me, it's
mask?
just
I'm
how
trying
buggy it is, and then
to
they
do
stop
my
like trying to update it and stuff
part.
because
Why can't I
it was
free
trash.
your doubtful mind and melt your cold.
Oh yeah, and the song I believe is called "Cold Cold Heart," which was the first and only story DLC for this game. It was the final expansion.
Now I know your heart
Hello.
is shackled to
And my sisters just got home, so there's that.
admit.
But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I want to let the credits finish because it is like these people deserve the credit they did, you know. So make sure to tune into other episodes. Watch other episodes. Watch our other playthroughs. Check out my channel. Check out Nate's channel. Like I've said. So thank you all so much for watching. Bye bye.
Our next guest, political strategist Dean Snyder, has been following tonight's events since the start, more than 8 hours ago. Dr. Snyder, let's start with you. What's your view?
Well, Jack, it's a travesty. The ultimate failing of the justice system. A vigilante cleaning up our streets after countless deaths and bombings? What has happened to our police force? What about James Gordon? He didn't exactly prove himself tonight.
Hold on a minute, Dean. Now, I'm no defender of the GCPD or Captain Gordon for that matter. Like you said, tonight's debacle is some reflection of his efficacy, but I can't see any police force in any municipality doing a substantially better job against criminals like this Joker character or any of the hired killers he's brought into town. I mean, these guys are a different breed. We've never seen anything like this. So for me, it's less a reflection on Gotham's cops and more of a reflection on the state of our country. A country where our mental health and education systems are so warped and broken that we produce criminals of this nature.
You raise an interesting point, Hank, but what I'm wondering is what we'll do next.
No, it's not an interesting point. It's just plain wrong. They're both wrong. This isn't about the police or the Batman. It isn't about the state of our nation somehow churning out a dangerous new batch of the criminally deranged. It's about the failing of one single institution. An institution which, in my view, represents the biggest threat to Gotham and its citizens. A time bomb, just waiting to go off. If tonight's events have taught us anything, it's that Blackgate is not the place to be housing our city's most dangerous offenders. Not one, but 2 prison breaks in the same night. All of tonight's tragedies would have been avoided if Gotham had a proper treatment facility for its top echelon offenders. A place with impenetrable security, where the most dangerous could be isolated, rehabilitated, and treated for their illness. A place like Arkham Asylum. And after what happened tonight, I promise the good people of Gotham that I will work tirelessly. I will lobby the city council, go to the governor if I have to, do everything in my power to get Arkham Asylum reopened, so we can all sleep a little easier.
There you have it. Quincy Sharp placing the blame for tonight's events not on the Batman, not on the Joker, but on Blackgate Prison, and pledging to return Arkham Asylum to full operations. We'll be back with more from Mr. Sharp and our other guests when the Jack Ryder Hour continues after this message.
Figured you'd be by. Sooner or later. And what happens if I don't sign?
You rot in here, or you work for me.
It's been a long night, Alfred. Why don't you turn in?
Wouldn't dream of it, sir. Not until you're back safe and sound.
Well, if you're sure you're up for it, I've got a few loose ends to tie up out here. And I... could use your help.
You can count on it. And when you get home, we can finally have that Christmas dinner I've been keeping warm for you. For our breakfast.
How may I be of service?